Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. In this video, I'm going to show you how to make this vintage style image effect from scratch in Photoshop. I've been seeing a lot of brands lately making t-shirts with this type of effect, and it's pretty simple, so I figured I'd make a really quick tutorial on how to do it. It just requires a really basic grunge effect on your image and then doing some manual painting on top. So let's get started. We can get started by opening up a new Photoshop document. I'm going to make the canvas 16 by 20 inches at 300 pixels per inch, RGB color mode, and a black background. Then we just want to paste in the image. I'm going to paste in this photo of Michael Jordan that I used. Then we want to make sure that this is a smart object. So you just want to right click that layer and hit convert to smart object. Then we can start adding our effects to it. So let's make sure that we reset the colors so your foreground is black and your background is white. Then you can go up to the top bar and let's add a filter to it. So I'll click filter and then go to filter gallery. Then the basis of the effect is to add a torn edges effect first, and we'll have that at image balance around 14, smoothness at around 8, and then your contrast at around 1. But you can change your image balance based on what the colors of your image looks like. So we just want to make sure that the outlines are pretty clear and a good amount of it is white and a good amount of contrast. So this number might vary depending on which image you use. Next, you want to add another layer, and then you want to add the stamp effect. And then we want the light and dark balance to be around 21 and the smoothest to be 1. But again, depending on what your image is, these numbers might be different. We just want to make sure that there's a good contrast there. After you figured out what your settings are, we can click OK. Then we can start doing our painting on top. So let's add a new layer. Then we want to make sure that we make this a clipping mask. So this will mask out our paint just to the shape of the bottom layer. So constrain it to the image below. Then we want to change this blending mode here to multiply. Then we can start adding in our colors. So I already picked out some colors that I like. So let's just use the eyedropper tool, and I want like this brown color for the skin. Let's just hit that and bring that back over. So this color is hex code 977356 if you want to use this for your own design. And then all you want to do is pick your paintbrush tool and then just start painting where the skin is. As you can see, since it's a clipping mask, it's being constrained to the image below. And let's just block this out pretty simply. For the sake of this tutorial, I'm going to be doing it pretty rough, but of course, when you're doing it on your own, you can make this as precise as you need it to be. But I pretty much just want to block out a lot of the skin, and then I can go in there and make it a little bit more precise later on. Then I'm going to go back and pick a red color for the jersey. So I'll use the eyedropper tool and just pick this red that I already picked out. And if you want to use that, that hex code is B1595E. Click OK. And let's just use the paintbrush tool to start painting in where the jersey is. And a trick that might help you is to go up to this top bar, and then you can play around with the smoothing. So this makes your strokes just a little bit more smoother and can help you when you're outlining things. So I just want to make sure I get around the edges of the jersey. Again, this is looking pretty rough so far, but of course you can spend some more time to make it more precise. Okay. Then I'll go back and pick this orange color for the ball. And that color is D69C71. And then I'll just start painting that in as well. Then I can go back and start selecting the other colors again, just to clean up the bits. Just want to make this fill in all the empty spots. Then to do the details of the jersey, the white parts, I'm going to use the eraser tool and just erase the color where I want the white to show underneath. So I'll just make this brush a little bit smaller, and then I can just paint out where I want to erase the color. So let's do the trim of the jersey. Again, you can make this as precise as you need it to be, but I'm just doing it really rough since I'm just using a trackpad. If you had a tablet, you can make this even easier, but let's just do that. Then I can do around the letters and numbers just to add a little bit more detail. I also like to add a little bit of details to the eyes, so I can erase that there. And there you have it. That's the basis of the design. Of course, you can go in here and spend a little bit more time to make your edges a little bit more precise, but that's the gist of the effect. It's pretty simple. As long as you have a pretty simple image with just a few colors, you can do this process pretty fast. So if you're interested in even more easy vintage image effects, I'd appreciate it if you check out the shop that I've linked in the description. I've uploaded tons of my custom tools and assets, like one-click vintage image effects, text effects, mockups, and more. It's just loads of stuff to help you in your t-shirt design process. If you got some value from this tutorial, I'd appreciate it if you check it out and pick up a few things. It'll help support the channel. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.